Hi everybody, welcome back to the Retro Ghetto, and today I'm going to be taking you along with me to the Stafford County Toy Fair.
What you know about Retro Ghetto? Collecting and playing retro. Street Fighter on the Nintendo. I'm a veteran at this, not a pro. Lock into the Retro Ghetto. Come and have a look around in the ghetto. We got Sonic and Staples Settle. Lock into the Retro Ghetto.
Okay, so just made it to Stafford County Ground, I think it's called. Something like that. It's 8:30. You could get in at 8 early bird, but I think 8 o'clock is also the time that the stallers are setting up. So plan to get here for about 8:30. It's only about roughly half an hour drive for me, so not too bad at all. As you can see, beautiful British summer weather. Absolutely pissing it now. That's not going to deter me. I'm so excited. It's been a long time since I've been to a fair. It's actually the first fair I've been to since the start of my channel. So yeah, crazy how long it's been. So yeah, can't wait to get in, see what I can find. Take you guys along with me. Let's do it. Definitely worn the wrong trainers for this weather. I think we're in that one there. Okay, so I think as you can see upon entry, you get an idea of just how vast this is. This is just the first of 3 halls that we're on today. So yeah, lots to get through. I was looking at Hasbro's, guys. I've been tempted to get into the Hasbro WWF line. I had them as a child, but it's just the wrong time. They've become so expensive recently, so I have to keep stopping myself from diving down that rabbit hole because, yeah, it's an expensive one. Always enjoy looking at various Lego sets. I say it all the time, I'd love to get involved with Lego more if I had the room for it, but it ends up becoming a dust magnet, and every time I move it, it breaks and infuriates me. So another thing I'm trying to stop myself doing is getting sucked into the Lego world. But yeah, I like appreciating it from afar. And guys, here's my bread and butter. I was like a moth to a flame with the video games. Spoiler alert, no surprise, I did pick up a couple of games. So I'll show you those once we get back to the Retro Ghetto, and I'll show you the rest of my pickups. So now heading into the second room, and it's amazing once you walk around that's such a big hall full of toys, and then you realise there's yet another one. It's honestly like a kid at Christmas, realising that there's 2 Christmases in a row. It's just, honestly, I'm still smiling now. And here I am looking around one of the many stalls. I love digging through bins. I love like the cases that are on the floor full of loose figures. That's my bread and butter. I love digging through them and finding random things. This guy had some really interesting stuff on his stall. A lot of WWE figures. I've never seen that ring before. It's larger than the old Hasbro rings. Apparently it sells for like nearly £400 online, which is crazy. But yeah, not something for me, but something I appreciate looking at. You will notice a lot of trains and cars. I think originally this fair was predominantly miniature cars and trains and that kind of thing. There's a lot of those collectors and a lot of those sellers there. So you will see some of that on this video, but for the most part I tended to film the other toys because, you know, whilst I appreciate people do collect that, it's just not my bag and not something I have any knowledge or genuine interest in.
Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
Yeah, another haul. So once you've done the first 2, there's another one. This was just my first nip around, guys. I didn't do much filming on this one because this is where I wanted to see what was about, grab any bargains that were available. So just did a bit of filming on my first run round. It was more about buying, and yeah, I tend to do a second and third lap where I do a bit more detailed filming. But yeah, this is the third room. This guy had some amazing stuff. I actually bought something from him, and I'll share his information once I show you what I bought from his store as well.
This is not a drill.
Repeat, this is not a drill.
Is that all you got?
Let's begin now.
What up?
Just in the background there, you might have seen the guys from the Leicester Vintage Toy Shop. Shout out to them. There's a tour on my channel of the Leicester Vintage Toy Shop, so make sure you get over there and check that out. It's an amazing store and a great group of guys. I did make a couple of pickups from that store. You'll be unsurprised. Again, you'll see those on my pickups when we're back at the Retro Ghetto. This guy has always got an amazing selection. It's always one of the highlights of this fair, in my opinion. I managed to pick up something from him, and again, I'll share all his information to his social medias once we get back to the Retro Ghetto and I'll show you my pickups. But yeah, always got some very, very good stuff on his store. A lot of stuff on card, a lot of loose stuff. You can see there some carded Bucky O'Hare figures. I had my eye on that Wreck-It Ralph as well. And yeah, there's so much good stuff at this fair. I've probably filmed, I don't know, 40% of it what was there. As I say, it was 3 huge halls. I did my best to show the highlights to you guys, but there was just so much. It would be an hour-long video if I showed you everything there. You know me guys, more bread and butter, back to PlayStation 1. He had a couple of bins. To be honest, it was a lot of filler, no thriller, so I didn't pick up any of the PS1 games, but I always like to see retro games, as you guys well know. Another thing I've recently delved into is Lego minifigures. I'm still on the fence about whether I'm going to fully submerge myself into that world, because it's another rabbit hole, but yeah, there's a lot of great minifigures out there and I'm enjoying seeing what's about at the moment. These are the kind of stores I love, guys. Just a load of loose toys. You rummage through them. They usually say they're £2 or £3 each. Yeah, that's what I enjoy doing. These were very interesting. I've never seen these figures before. Congo. Apparently they were from a film, which I'd never even heard of. Very rare figures. This was a full set minus a couple of mail-aways. The chap was telling me they are becoming quite rare. Very interesting looking figures, and just something I'd never seen before, so I thought I'd share it with you all. Always have my eye on dinosaurs at these fairs because, you know, little Retro Ghetto Junior's dinosaur obsessed, and if I don't go home with something for him, then the missus probably won't let me go to another toy fair. So rest assured there will be a dinosaur in the pickups video, as always. Instant nostalgia overload when I saw that Tazos folder. I remember as a kid eating so many bloody packets of crisps trying to complete that Tazos folder. If I remember rightly, there's always a couple of Tasmanian Devil ones that I never got. And there was a rumour in my school that you only got them in Doritos. And I hated Doritos. I used to buy them every morning in hope that I'd get those Tasmanian Tazos, but to no avail. I think I was 2 or 3 away from completing the set. But yeah, a lot of memories attached to that folder right there. Right, I've just finished in Stafford County Toy Fair. It was so good to be back hunting. I've got a bag full, I mean full of toys. I'm actually lying, I think I've got 2 bags full of toys. It's really good stuff. We'll get back to the Retro Ghetto and show you guys what I've got. But yeah, bumped into some great people, bumped into some people that watch the channel, which was brilliant. Some of the guys from Toy Division, and yeah, just a great time. It's 10 o'clock, so in and out in what, hour and a half. Really good fun. I'll show you guys what I got back at the Retro Ghetto. Okay, so we're back in the Retro Ghetto. I've literally just got home. I've had a cup of tea, bit of beans on toast, and I thought I'd try and bang this video out. Hopefully I'll be able to get it edited and put out for you guys on the same day, Sunday. I think it's only about 11 in the morning. That's what's beautiful about Stafford Toy Fair. It's only half an hour from me, so I can get there nice and early, do my thing, get back at a good time, and yeah, hopefully get this video out to you people on the same day that I filmed it. That's the plan. So hopefully you'll be seeing this on Sunday. I just want to say firstly, it's absolutely amazing to be back out at these fairs. It's crazy that since I started my YouTube channel way back in June of last year, there's not been a single fair I've been able to go to. We've been locked down. There's been the odd toy fair and game fair here and there, but not local enough to me to go. So yeah, the first time since I've been part of the Retro Ghetto, I've actually been able to get out there and do some hunting at these fairs. So it's absolutely fantastic to be back. I bumped into a few people that watch the channel, so that was like the first time that's happened to me. Yeah, very humbling, great experience. Also met a couple of other great YouTubers that I'm sure you've seen in the footage. Aaron over at Empire Toys 1138. Make sure you check out their channel. Honestly, they do very good toy content. They have a chat every Wednesday, a live stream, and it's just a great group of guys talking about all things toys and having banter on the way. So yeah, definitely get involved with their channel if you're not already. But yeah, let's crack on then, shall we? Let's have a look at what I managed to pick up from the toy fair today. Well, you can take a retro out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out the retro. Is that right? I don't know. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the first thing I found at a toy fair was video games. Of course it was. And there's a couple of sellers at these fairs. There's always a couple of people selling video games at toy fairs. And this chap had a selection of Xbox 360 and Wii. Nothing amazing in there. But he's selling these Wii games for £1 each. That's cheaper than my charity shop. So I found a couple of titles that I thought were definitely worth £1. First one's Ghost Squad. Don't know anything about this, but it looks like a light gun game. Always love picking up light gun shooters on the Wii. They're just good fun, aren't they? Don't know anything about it. I'll chuck some footage up on the screen now. But yeah, looking at the back of the box, it definitely looks interesting and looks like it's definitely worth a punt for £1. And then the other game that I picked up was Wall-E. Little known fact about me, Wall-E is one of my favourite Disney Pixar films. I think it's a massively underrated film. I think this is one of the greatest love stories ever in cinema. Don't at me. I honestly love this film. I've seen it so many times. Will I get round to playing the game? I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a try to see what it's about. But for £1, I couldn't leave him there. Okay, so one more find before we get onto the toys. This is something I've actually been looking for a long time, a few years now. It's never quite been the right price for me to pull the trigger until today. And that is the Dark Knight Rises DVD special. I think it was DVD, not Blu-ray. The special edition that comes with a broken back cow. Yeah, very happy to add this. Been looking for it for a while. Does need a bit of a dust. And basically the film's in the back. So you just pull it out there. What's in here? So you've got Dark Knight Rises movie. There's 2 discs. Try not to break them with my heavy hands. And then the Dark Knight Rises special features as well. Dark Knight Rises is my favourite of the Dark Knight trilogy. I love the trilogy, but yeah, Bane, I absolutely love Bane. He's one of my favourite villains of all time. And yeah, this is one of my favourite films ever. So really happy to add this. Once I get around to getting a few more Blu-rays, once we're in the Retro Ghetto 3.0, this is something that I'd like to display in and around the Blu-ray shelf. So yeah, really happy to have picked this up. It was listed at £20. You might have seen it on the video footage. Great lady that was on the store. I think it was a husband and wife. Very nice. I was talking to them for a bit. And then in the end, they let me up for £12. So that's whereabouts I wanted to be, especially unboxed. Don't mind having it unboxed because, say, it's going to be a display piece. But yeah, very happy to pick that up for just over 10 quid. Okay, and then we move on to probably what was my favourite finds of the day, to be honest. I was staggered by the price of these. I really was. So, again, you might have seen this in the video footage. But they had these really large Nintendo character figures. So we've got Bowser. Let's say really nice large pieces, very colourful. And we've got my boy DK, Donkey Kong. Now these aren't official Nintendo, there's no markings on them or anything like that. I think they're pretty good quality and they're very nice display pieces, obviously for a game room like mine. Well, what will be the 3.0, I don't have room for anything in here, barely got room for myself. So yeah, these are really nice pieces. Guys, these were £5 each. When he said £5, I was like, poker face was gone. I was like, how much? He was like, £5. He said they're like £35 on eBay. And this was first thing in the morning. Bearing in mind, I paid for early entry. So what are you selling them for £5? I don't know. They were brand new, still in the bag. So how much he was getting these for at wholesale, God only knows. But I was so happy to pick these up. £10 for the pair. To be honest, I wish I'd bought like a couple of each, just either do them as giveaways or stick them on eBay and make my money back for the day. But yeah, really happy to have these. These will definitely go on display in the Retro Ghetto 3.0 and £5 each. You can't even get a McDonald's meal for that now. And then from two different sellers, I've started a new toy line. This was the one thing I didn't want to do when I went to the toy fair, because you know what it's like, guys. I'm one of the people, if I start buying toys, if I buy 1 or 2 figures, I end up trying to go for the full set. So I have to be very careful with the lines that I start. And I actually had one of these up until recently boxed and I sold it. But I don't really collect toys boxed. I like to let them breathe. I like to display them and have them loose. So yeah, the first one I picked up is from the Gargoyles line. Gargoyles was a cartoon that was on in the early 90s, mid 90s, I think. These figures are 1996, I believe. Yeah, 1996. Yeah, it was just a cartoon that I remember as a child, but I just love how toyetic these are. They're so nice to display. Put them up high, put them on some fishing wire, put them flying around the room. Yeah, and there's quite a few different ones of these. I can't remember the names. I'll put the name up on the bottom of this chap here. The one I had previously was the main character, and I had him, as I say, boxed on card and everything, but I sold him. This guy had a really good store. I think you've seen it in the video. He had some Jax Rocky figures, and he had the Bebop and Rocksteady OG 1998 Turtle figures. I nearly bought them all, but I'm just very hesitant at the moment to start down new toy lines again. I recently sold my original Turtles figures because I didn't have room for them. And I recently sold my NECA Rocky collection as well. So I thought if I start the Rocky Jax collection, I'm just going back down the same rabbit hole. So until I've got the Retro Ghetto 3.0 built and I've got the room and I know what I'm working with, I'm somewhat trying to limit my action figure buying. Simply because I just hate buying these figures and shoving them in a box and putting them away. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me. I love to see them and display them. So yeah, this was from a really good seller, really good store. He gave me his card, so I'm putting that up on screen now. So yeah, if you're interested in any of the things that you might have seen on the video, go and check out the links on the card. And then at a store, this guy's a great seller. I see him at a lot of the toy fairs, and he's always got really, really good stuff on his store. Again, I'll put his information up on the screen now so you can see it should you want to go to his social medias or whatever it may be, his outlet of selling these things. But yeah, I meant to say this one I paid £10 for, and it was in nice condition. This was in this guy's box. I was just digging around and he charged me £3. So either I underpaid for this or overpaid for the other one, I don't know. He hasn't got his tail, sadly. So he's got, I was going to say a convenient hole in the back, but that would sound very wrong because I don't know what convenience it would be. But yeah, again, very toyetic. Love this toy line. I probably will end up collecting them all. You know what I'm like. I treat it like Pokemon, right? I got to have them all. I put all these around like a high shelf or something in the Retro Ghetto 3.0. Yeah, so shout out to the chap that sold me this. All his information's on screen, as I say. I'm not bothered about the tail being missing. I'm not going down this line thinking, oh, I need every accessory. I want them all mint. I don't want any scratches. I'm not going down that line. I'm happy to dig through bins and pick them up for £3, £4, £5 here and there and just enjoy it and take my time with collecting the set. But yeah, really happy to have added these guys to my toy collection.
Trespassing.
And the other things I picked up a Jurassic World Velociraptor for my son, little Retro Ghetto Jr., who's far too busy playing with it right now. If I take it off him, I won't be able to record this video because he'll be screaming the house down. So I've got a little bit of video footage of him playing with that. Wow. What else does it do?
Move the tail.
Is it biting? Can Daddy have a look at it? What is it? Jurassic World? Yeah. Oh, that's cool, isn't it?
And what's this?
Has it bit you?
He hit me.
Oh no.
And I also gave him one of my Nintendo Donkey Kong figures. Now I've recently bought this larger one. So Retro Ghetto Jr. was really happy. I'll take him along with me next time. Guys, you know what it's like. It's very difficult with a 3-year-old, especially if he's trying to film. So he stayed at home for this one. But I might have to take him with me next time because, yeah, he'd absolutely love seeing all those toys. It cost me a lot more money though. But yeah, I think I'll take him with me next time. But yeah, really, really good. So happy to be back out there. I recently went to Vintage Gamer with some YouTubers, and then a few days later to go to this toy fair and see some other YouTubers and speak to like-minded people. It's so, so good. I can't tell you how happy I am to be back out in the wild doing what I love. So yeah. Guys, I've got a pickups video that will be coming Wednesday as normal. And listen, there's a lot of clickbait on YouTube, right? A lot of people throw the words grails around. This is my biggest and best pickups video ever. I've got a couple of certified grails. I've got so much stuff, games, toys, statues, everything in between. I spent way too much money, so hopefully Mrs. Retro Ghetto won't watch. She'll give a customary thumbs up and that'll be it. Because yeah, I've really outdone myself this time. So make sure you get involved with the channel. Don't miss this pickups video that I'm dropping Wednesday. Thank you for getting involved. If you're new to the channel, as I say, I'm going to be doing more and more hunts, more and more toy hunts, video game hunts. Now the world's open back up and the fairs are back on. I'll be going to as many as I can and filming it for you good people. So yeah, please get involved, support the channel. Appreciate you all. Take care. Play your games. Keep it retro. Play with your toys. Take care. Bye.
Retro Ghetto.